And we are live. Trust me, it is not that dark in here. At least have a cheapo webcam. And I prefer the darkness sometimes anyway. Oh, say hello to Tutu, one of my pretty kitty cats. Sound asleep. Tora's in the dark, so she won't be able to say hello to her adoring fans. Let's give it a try. Yeah, see? Tora's in there. Honest, think I can fix that with a flashlight? Let's try it. Of course, got her back to us as well. She staked out my bed. She says it's her bed, but she lets me share it. Well, good evening, Dialogue Conspiracy. That must be Jason. Good evening. Oh, Freeman messaged me today making sure I'm okay because I haven't gone on live for a while. And so I said, I'm okay and I'll try to go live tonight. Between internet problems and being busy and tired, I just couldn't fit it in. But I took a chance that Sunday night would work. And so far it does seem to be working. So, good evening and welcome to another chat session coming to you live from the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. I forgot my intro. I mean, I didn't forget to do it. I put it off, but I've forgotten what to say. About 70 miles east of Los Angeles, California, where we're headed into a heat wave, and so is Jason in Arizona. Here up at 5,000 feet, we'll probably get temperatures in the 90s, but Arizona will see temperatures in the hundreds, and so will places like Palm Springs and Death Valley. Hooey, yeah, over 100 on Tuesday. Let's see, this is Sunday. That's only actually less than 2 days from now. Less than 2 24-hour days. Wow. Anyway, it is gorgeous up here, but the weeds are growing too fast, so I have to start pulling the ones I can and cutting the ones I can't pull. It's the law, and besides, I want to be fire safe. They're all green and lush right now, but they do dry out. They're grasses, and we don't want anything to burn. Well, I guess we were made for times such as these. Let's see, it isn't a war. I guess it's an expedition in Iran. And I'm really just astounded, surprised. You know, the Iranian oligarchs announced that they were closing the Strait of Hormuz so that the oil tankers from not only Iran, but also other nearby countries could not get through, because they would, I guess, send drones to stop them. So, what did Trump do? He invited China to come and guard the strait so that the oil tankers can get through. You see, China gets 20% of their oil from Iran, probably more now that Venezuela can't send them any oil. So why not have China guard the strait? Very interesting move. This is a game of chess. It is not checkers. Well, whether it's the petrodollar or the Chinese yuan, it's probably a good idea to let China make sure it's safe to get the oil. I kind of suspect that China doesn't have a lot of dollars, American currency. I never actually played that board game, the game of Risk, but I've heard about it. I did play something similar once. It was usually 2 players, but it could be as many as 4 players, each with an army trying to conquer the world. I wasn't good at it. I enjoy games. It doesn't matter to me if I lose. I just like playing. Unless it's at a casino, then I want to win. I haven't been to a casino in ages. Probably 20 years now. Let's see, 06, no, more like 15 years. And that time, we went on a bus, a bunch of Lioness Club members, and we paid to ride on the bus, but we got free gambling money, so I put it all into a slot machine. It was not real money, it was the free gambling money, and I won $75. Paid for my bus fare and left me up by like $40 or so. Well, hello, Don B. Welcome in. I'm just reassuring my faithful followers that I'm okay. I'm just busy, tired, and having struggles with internet connection. Well, welcome in, Freeman. Awesome possum. Where? Yeah, stressed out. Well, it seems like everybody and his brother is either on YouTube talking about current events or watching YouTube to get information about current events, and X and Facebook and so forth. But I have internet tonight, at least for now, and knock on wood. The cats are finally sleeping. Tora keeps thinking that she wants to go outside late at night when it's dark. Well, late, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, thereabouts. And I needed to go outside for a minute, so I had to trick her into stealing my chair instead of following me outside. Cats are that way, they get an idea in their head and they don't have room for another one. Oh, the TV news is so crazy. Oh, he didn't have any plans. Excuse me. Donald Trump doesn't make the detailed plans for the military. That would be, Hegseth, Pete Hegseth. And all you hear about him on the news is, oh, he spent all this money on steak and lobster. So what's going around now is a video of the steak and lobster dinner for the troops during the Iraq thing. I think that's what it was. And on the serving line with a pair of tongs giving food to the soldiers is none other than Michelle Obama. Yes, they give the troops a good dinner before they go into battle because it might be their last meal. In the Civil War, if they had it, they would give the troops steak and eggs. I think that's what they did in World War I as well. At the time of the Civil War, you couldn't safely bring lobsters that far inland. You couldn't bring them far at all because they went bad fast. And they were cheap at the time. They were nothing special till a bunch of rich people decided it was special and started buying a lot of lobster. Yeah, well, Don, I wouldn't care about current events except all I hear from friends around here is that the price of gas went up. It will come down again. Have movies, books, and YouTube. Definitely. I don't know of any friends or relatives who are in the military, but I do pray for those who are in the military to be safe and come home. Well, the Iranian refugees that I've met are just so joyful. They finally are tearing down the regime. Oh, Iraq was such a stupid. It wasn't. Oh, jeez. And we made war on them twice. Again, without Congress declaring war, so I guess it was a police action like Vietnam and Korea. But we haven't declared, our Congress has not declared war since World War II. And the people only put up with it, and the Congress only declared it because they attacked us. Japan hit Pearl Harbor, and then both Japan and Germany declared war on us. So then Congress said, okay, we'll declare war back at them. I'd like to investigate not only Iraq, but also Afghanistan and a number of things that you don't hear about. Our CIA and military did a lot of things in South America, somewhere between the Vietnam War and the Iraq War, and you never hear about that. Hi, Deborah. Welcome in. Good to see all you guys here. Guys and gals. Oh, war on terror was declared, but that's not a real war. And it wasn't Congress that declared it. It was one of our presidents, either Reagan or Bush daddy. You know, Clinton was not such a bad president. I'm beginning to see that with what we've had since then. Oh, God. Gavin Newsom thinks he's going to run for president. So far in the Democrat Party, it's either Newsom or Kamala Harris. And among the Republicans, it looks like it's between J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. In their case, I suspect that one will become the presidential candidate and the other will run for vice president. But it's a toss-up as to which one will get which seat. I got itchies all over. The war against dandruff. Okay. If you say, yeah, Don V, I want the troops home. Apparently, last I heard, we've lost 13 deceased, and they aren't saying how many are wounded. Clinton was horrible in many ways, but he wasn't in a coma for 4 years. J.D. Salinger, is he still alive, Don? I don't think he is. Yeah, gruesome Newsom has destroyed California, and his solution to make up for all the billions stolen by fraudsters is to tax us more. Didn't Ronald Reagan demonstrate that when you reduce taxes, you actually get more? Because people have more incentive to work their butts off for money if they get to keep some of it. Yeah, well, Jason, I don't know. Rubio has the polish and the way of calming even his enemies or opponents, I should say. Vance is just push, push, push all the time. But they're both strong. But I don't know what their policies would be. No, I don't know who was Deborah Freeman. I don't see Deborah. There was a lady who said hello in the chat. And I think it's gone. I don't see it. I don't see her post. Humph. Is that Deborah or someone else? I'm not seeing it. Oh, here. Oh, I see. It's Deborah Wood. She just said hi, Tessa, and that's all she said. I don't know who she is. I have a short memory. I'm old. Yeah, I should remember who Salinger is. He wrote some books. J.D. Salinger. Did he write The Jungle about the meatpacking industry? Or was that somebody else? I don't remember. I don't have to remember. I just have to remember where I put my keys. That's my keys and my phone. Salinger wrote one book, Freeman says. Okay. Oh, Don V says, no, that was what's his name who wrote The Jungle. It's 10 o'clock at night here. I don't have to remember. Upton Sinclair. Thank you, Freeman. And Don says that too. Upton Sinclair. Where do they get these weird names? Who names their son? Who names their newborn baby boy Upton? Well, I should talk. I was named Leslie, but the spelling was the masculine spelling because it was my great-grandfather's name. It seems like old, white, wealthy, or at least way upper middle class families give their children weird names. Like it'll make them stand out in a crowd or something, make them special. When I was in high school, they had just changed special education from, it used to mean for extra smart children who were bored in class, geniuses, little geniuses, and they had just changed it to mean the opposite. They make their children special has a connotation now of not very intelligent, needing special education because they can't compete in regular school. Don V wishes he had a cool name. Well, you can always change your name, but then you'll have the problem I have. I changed my name at the DMV and Social Security, but I can't get real ID because my birth certificate says Leslie and all my ID says Tessa. I changed it when I got married. I thought, well, I'm changing my last name. Why not change the first name too? But I'm going to have to get a judge to approve my name change. So I can prove that I really am a citizen. I might not live that long enough for it to be necessary. Although Granny made it to 93. Yeah, well, Mom always called me Tess, not Leslie. She called me Tess. And Phil just stuck the A on the end and made it Tessa. Oh, well. You see, my grandmother's name was Leslie, Mom's mother-in-law. And she claimed that she called me Tess so we wouldn't get confused. When someone said Leslie, they'd know it was my grandmother and not me. But really, she didn't like my grandmother. And my grandmother was the nicest, caring, loving person. Toward the end of her life, when she was in a care home that was more like a boarding home. You know, she had her own room and so forth. Dad, her son, neglected her terribly, but I got to spend time with her. When I could afford it, I'd contribute a few bucks for extra things that she needed. And when I could, I'd take her out. We'd go to some little cafe and have lunch together. Sometimes we'd just have coffee because that's all we could afford. I was struggling too, but I really enjoyed the time I had with her. I miss her. I don't miss Mom. Mom died young, but we're pretty sure it was suicide. It was really, geez, Louises. I lost connection briefly. They must have been checking out what I was talking about. Mom's mother, Granny, was wonderful. Mom didn't like her either. Mom was one of those spoiled children, terribly spoiled, and didn't appreciate anything. Whatever she was given wasn't good enough. It reminds me of when my son stopped helping some friends financially. They were all angry about it. And he said to their face, "Well, gee, I'm sorry I don't have any more money to give you. Why don't you get a job?" He has a really strong sense of right and wrong, and it's like, hello, I was trying to help you get a leg up, not help you lie down and live off the dole. Dawn, sorry you didn't get to meet your grandfather, but you got to meet your other grandfather and grandma. Grandmas are wonderful people. Freeman stepping away for 10 minutes. Okay, where's my keyboard? I hide my keyboard under the desk thing slides in under the top of the desk to keep me from spilling coffee all over it. Anyway, yeah, I miss my grandparents. I miss my Aunt Bernie, Mom's sister. Her first name was Mary, but she went by her middle name, Bernice. and we called her Bernie. They had a cousin named Bernie, Bernard. He was a boy. I think I met him once, because I seem to remember him holding up my brother Steve so Steve could walk on the ceiling with his bare feet because Bernie was holding him upside down just for fun. And Bernie was very tall. Don B had a babysitter named Bernie. I was only babysat when I was really too old for that, but I had a baby sister who was a terror. And that was Lori, lived next door. She was only like 1 year older than I was. Let's see, did I call her Laura? Her name was Lori. Laura E, not Laura. No, Mom would just leave me home alone. Although, I'm glad your babysitter was cool. Well, Lori was nice. When I was young, like 5, 6 years old, she'd have me go to the neighbor's house after school. Well, hi, Jay Lizard. Well, thanks for the compliment. He says Tessa is the besta. Greetings. We are living in interesting times. I'm tired. Been busy all day, every day. I don't go out after dark if I can help it. We have one bear, one mountain lion, and lots of raccoons, plus stray dogs and cats. So I don't like to go out after dark. One time I was out after dark, but with a big old floodlight on. I was doing something in the driveway, and just, maybe 20 feet from where I was standing, the mountain lion attacked a raccoon, and the mountain lion won. And I knew not to run, and I don't think I could have run. I just froze and started yelling, hey, hey, hey. And once the raccoon was dead, the lion left. My cigarette looks purple and neon pink. Yeah, well, it's the lighting in here. That's a shadow. Oh, I see. The flame looks purple and pink. Let's see what it looks like when I drag it. Turns to orange. Yeah, I'm glad it looks cool. I've had to cut way back. Darn things are expensive. Not as bad as New York from what I hear, but geez. It used to be $2 a pack, $20 for a carton of 10 packs. I think if you bought a single pack, it was like $1.10. It was cheaper if you buy the whole carton. Now, $20 won't buy you 2 packs. If you buy 1 pack, you'll get $5 in change. Oh, oh, that's interesting, Jay Lizard. I never heard of the Jeff Mars podcast. Had a guest, or you didn't say there was a guest. You just said that the podcast praised Yogananda and Phil, the PKD. If I do a Google search for PKD, it gives me that disease. I think it's phenol. Oh, come on. Oh, well, it's a medical condition. Oh, wow. It depends on the brand, by the way. I don't get the cheap cigarettes. They are not that much cheaper. I get Camel filters. The filter is cotton. No fiberglass, no plastic, none of that garbage. Just cotton. And the tobacco is decent. Any thoughts on Jim Morrison? Well, his death was rather suspicious. Although he was doing lots of drugs, and he died, I think, in a hot tub or a bathtub, something like that. His music was awesome. Don B. read a book titled The Passenger by Cormac McCarthy. It was really good, but the story was all over the place, like 2 stories in one. Well, maybe he couldn't quite fill a whole book with one story, so he had to fill it with another story. Now, camels, I think, are the best that you can get here. In Europe, there are many more choices, and you can get the European cigarettes, but I ain't paying that much. $20 to $25 a pack. Phil smoked Gauloise, a French brand that's very harsh and strong. But he'd smoke one cigarette and not touch another one for a whole week. I couldn't go a whole week. When I broke my hip, I was in the hospital for 3 days and didn't really miss them, but the minute they let me out, I was, give me a cigarette. I gotta have a cigarette. It's kind of a sign of my freedom. This was during COVID, and I had no visitors, and they didn't have much staff available for non-COVID wards. I might have been the only one on the whole floor. Anyway, they wanted to send me to a care home, and I'm like, no. You really want me to get COVID, don't you? Fortunately, my brother and his wife are retired nurses, so they let me go home with them. Oh, that's interesting, Jay Lizard. The camel is a symbol of the subconscious. Oh, that's interesting. Don B is not addicted but loves smoking. I use it for 2 things. One, when I'm nervous, it settles me down. I know that's backwards because cigarettes are the nicotine is a stimulant, but I react the same way. Tranquilizers will make me wired, and stimulants will make me sleepy. The other thing is smoking really does reduce pain. And I have a lot of pain lately, mostly from my back, but here and there because I have trouble digesting my food. I occasionally get gallstones, and sometimes the pain is on the other side where my pancreas is. But I kind of suspect that the pain is really coming from my intestines, not my glands. It comes shortly after I eat a meal. Oh, well, Don B., I don't drink beer. It doesn't stay down. And I don't really like the taste of it either. Well, Freeman, you missed a bunch of chatter about something. I forget. Oh, I was talking about how wonderful grandmothers are. I miss my grandmother. See, I was named after her. Her name was Leslie, and that's my real name, but Mom always called me Tess. Oh, J Lizard met Jim Morrison, and Jay had a pack of Indian Spirit cigarettes for him to try. He smoked half the pack in an hour, and his wife told him he quit smoking. Okay. I used to like the Native Spirit cigarettes when they were Indian, but they got bought out by a non-Indian Native. I think now they're called Native American Spirit or just Native Spirit. I don't know. Anyway, they're different. They no longer belong to the tribe. They aren't the same. Well, I don't suck the cigarette smoke into my lungs. Frankly, I can't. I'll have a coughing fit that never ends if I accidentally breathe it in. I'm just puffing on them. When did Jim Morrison die? Let's see. J.I.M. Morrison. That always makes me do a double take because my doctor was named Morrison. Okay, he died in 1971, Jim Morrison, so you couldn't have met him 15 years ago. Maybe you meant 50 years ago. Oh, it was more than that. It's more like 55 or 60. Well, Google says he died in 71, Freeman. Let's see. Was Jim Morrison married? Okay. If he's still alive, there was something weird about his death. and lots of rumors that it was somebody else, and he didn't die. Of course, some people keep seeing Elvis Presley at the 7-Eleven. Well, nowadays, people have, men have taken to, men and women have taken to calling their unmarried partners husband and wife. It saves them from having to go through long explanations. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm barely awake. I made a pot of soup with leftover beef and some carrots and celery and onion. And then I had this brilliant idea. I opened a can of diced tomatoes and tossed that in. And then I discovered that I had bought the tomatoes that also have jalapeno peppers. Now I can handle that in a meatloaf, but not in a soup. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe if I strain everything out and just have the broth, it'll be okay. I'll I'll have a homemade beef broth. Although I didn't put much meat in it. But if that works out after straining it, then I can cook something else in the broth. I have some chicken, but I wouldn't cook chicken in beef broth. You can cook just about anything in chicken broth. Heck, you can just boil some noodles in chicken broth and they come out really tasty. Don V says it was just pouring rain outside. So you came out to your back porch to enjoy the sound of the rain and smoke a cigarette. And it's just drizzling now. Well, California isn't due to have any rain until maybe a sprinkle at the end of the month. Uh-oh, Freeman knows what to do. I'm stuck in California. I can't afford to move. I can't sell the house for enough to move. And I can't, my house payment's less than $1,000 a month. You can't rent a room for that. So I'm stuck here. Born and raised in California. And I'd kind of like to have California back. It's been stolen. A little sour cream might help, Freeman, but I think I'd like to strain out the little bits of jalapeno pepper. They're supposed to be one of the milder peppers, but my limit is a bell pepper. And on the Scoville scale, the bell pepper is at 0. And I don't believe them. Okay, Al Graham died under mysterious circumstances. And somebody blamed him for Morrison's death, huh? Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, tobacco would be cheaper in Virginia, Don B. they grow tobacco there, although most of our tobacco is actually imported. I'm glad somebody likes my voice, Jay Lizard. I guess I'm not unique. I don't like to hear my own voice, but most people seem to feel that way. Oh, recently I boiled some beets and just um well, first I boiled them, then I dumped out that water, then I simmered them for several hours in apple juice, and I just have the liquid. And I like to get that really hot. It's called borscht. It's a Russian Jewish soup. It is kosher, but it's mainly a Russian thing. And get it really hot and then pour it in a bowl with a big dollop of sour cream. Oh, I can eat that. Hi, Witta. Now I've been on for 51, 52 minutes. Good to see you. Welcome in. Oh. Oh. You guys are talking about stuff that I don't know much about. Didn't Kurt Cobain die in Seattle or somewhere in Washington State? I never heard of him before he died. Oh, married to Courtney Love, huh? That's a made-up name. It's gotta be. Oh, Dawn B says I have a nice voice. That's good to know. I wanted to be a singer. I'm an alto, so it was when I was in like the school choir and the church choir and the Sunday school choir. It was nice because we were in a group, so if I made a mistake, nobody but the conductor would know that it was me. Those conductors are amazing. Got a group of 20 or 30 people singing, and he knows which one's screwed up. Oh, gosh. I love conspiracy theories, but I don't believe them. I should read books aloud. I've tried that, Jay Lizard, but I misspeak and I don't edit. I don't have decent software for it anyway, but I just don't have the patience. Oh, it's past my bedtime. It is, what time is it? 10:44, almost quarter till 11. I'm usually asleep by 10. I've put on an audio book, and after the first 10 or 15 minutes, I'm out like a light. So during the next day, I have to replay it so I can find out how it ends. I have no idea who Al Graham is. you guys keep talking about. Oh, it's almost 2 a.m. for J Lizard and for Witta. Jason's in Arizona, so I'm not sure. We're on daylight saving, so we're probably the same time as Arizona because our clocks all went forward an hour. I can't believe they're changing our clocks so early in the year. It used to happen during Easter vacation, which they call spring break now, which was either the end of March or the beginning of April. And we've been on daylight saving for a full week now, and it's only March 15th. I don't think we should change the clocks at all. Oh, Don B. Oh, gonna put on the Seven Samurai and fall asleep. 2 a.m. there. Gotta get up at 6 and work. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for being here. Now, Seven Samurai is the source of that movie. Oh, heck. Where all these American guys go to save a Mexican town from the bad guys. Oh, Freeman had to bring up Bill Cooper. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Don B. What was that movie? The Magnificent Seven. It was based on Seven Samurai. Oh, the FBI file on William Cooper. Yeah, Steve McQueen and a bunch of real famous actors. I'm not good with names. I really liked the guy with the knife. Someone else would have a gun and he'd still get them first. In Magnificent Seven. Oh, gosh. Well, what a day. I don't want to cut you off when you're having such a good chat, but man, I don't know how much longer I can keep my eyes open. Oh, gosh. Anyway, Phil would have a blast with this. He also loved conspiracy theories and did not believe most of them. By the way, we did send men to the moon. Now, of course, they lied to us about the technology. They had something better than what we know about. People in bureaucracies, whether government or corporate, love to keep secrets, even if they're stupid stuff that doesn't matter. But, yeah, we did have men land on the moon, but the biggest secret, the one conspiracy theory that I kind of believe in, is they did not tell us what they really found on the moon. let's see, Bill Cooper wrote that book, something about a white horse. I still haven't read it. I don't even have it. But of course, it was one of the horses of the apocalypse. But I've heard good and bad about that guy. Oh, of all the different, theories that someone did not die, I think Jim Morrison's has the best evidence that he really did survive. But I'm a pale horse. Behold, a pale horse. Thank you, Freeman. That's what William Cooper wrote. He used to be on with Art Bell, I believe, or at least someone was talking about him. Oh, gosh. One more cigarette and then I'm going to have to turn in. I really love it when you all come in to chat with me. I think I'll stick with nighttime streams. The mornings, I have more trouble with the internet, and I don't know. It seems that you guys have more time to chat after dark. I did subscribe to your channel, Jason, Dialogue Conspiracy. It's a YouTube channel, and he has one video on it, but I'm sure he'll do more. So his channel is Dialogue Conspiracy. Well, New York is in shambles now. Some people never learn. When someone offers you all kinds of pie in the sky and fairy dust, he's lying. Even if he tries, he can't do it. And they elected the guy who said free bus rides and affordable rent and government grocery stores. Yeah, right. And I got a bridge in Brooklyn that I can sell you. And straight bottomland in Florida. Oh. Oh. That can. Leonard Cohen was a singer? I thought he played piano. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Leonard Cohen also did some appearances where he just talked, and he was really right on about a lot of things. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Oh, or maybe I'm thinking of Leonard Bernstein, the conductor. And I was pretty sure Leonard Cohen played piano. Well, maybe he sang and played. Wow. So I remember something about him living at the Dakota, Leonard Cohen, that is, Jason, something about him being in danger and on probation for some trumped up charges. Well, oh, come on, brain. Oh dear, now big discussion of Leonard Bernstein and his more talented brother. I think I saw the cartoon movie Heavy Metal when I was in college, but a lot of that is just a blur. Yeah, Leonard Cohen wrote Hallelujah. Thank you, Witta. Now I can kind of place him in my mind. Wow. My junior high orchestra actually made a record album. I was the last seat in second violins. I couldn't get my parents to spend $10 to buy the album. And that was terribly expensive. Most albums were $2 or $3 in the stores. But this was the orchestra that I played in. I can still remember the tune to one of the songs we recorded. It was called Ballet Egyptien. So an Egyptian ballet. Must have been part of some opera that some European wrote. I don't know. I don't remember who composed it. I can remember the tune. We had to go to start it on the violin. Push the bow down hard on the string to start, and then gradually let it loosen. Now, parents are really funny about money. And this was the 1960s. Let's see. 67. And then we had a competition, the whole district, junior high schools and high schools. And Mom ordered me not to go because she would have to come get me and drive me home when it was over at like 4 p.m, and she didn't want to. Well, I went anyway, and we won. We beat not only all the junior high schools, we beat every high school except one, and that was the high school that got all of our graduates. Most of our students that tried it did not get to go to Loera, but if you were in the orchestra or the marching band, you could automatically get a transfer to Loera or Lowara, the best high school in Orange County, according to the experts of the time. Well, I called Mom and told her where I was and that I needed a ride home. And looking back, I think I could have walked it, but I didn't know where I was. It was at Anaheim High School. And I just, I'm sure it wasn't too far for me to walk at 4 p.m, broad daylight, but I didn't know where I was. I waited till almost 10 o'clock at night, and my oldest brother sent a friend of his to come get me. Mom was just going to leave me there, and I was about to call the police and say, I'm lost. My mom never showed up to drive me home. That would have been fun for her to see me coming home in a police car. She always thought I'd end up dead or in prison because I didn't listen to her and do things her way. Her way was nuts. She was nuts. Okay, Freeman is hoping I really like the movie. The music, excuse me, somebody's theme on YouTube. Den's theme. I can't focus. My eyes just tell me no. Derry's theme? Denny's theme? Den's theme? Well, I'll tell you what $10 was worth. We would buy a week's worth of groceries for a family of 4 with $20. Our house payment was $225 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Anaheim. Yeah, well, in the 60s, record albums were ordinarily $2 or $3, depending on how famous the band was. Mom was a Virgo, born on Labor Day, September 1st, in 1930. And she was just, I feel sorry for her. She was unhappy, alcoholic, and insane. And I could see it in her eyes. She'd be a normal person, and then her eyes would change and she'd be the witch from hell. Oh, I see. Thanks a lot, Freeman. She was, her mother would buy her something that she said she wanted, but it wasn't ever good enough. And my baby sister was the same way. She joined some fancy club called Rainbow Girls, and they had to have formal gowns for certain events. And my mother would actually get out the old sewing machine and sew formal dresses for her with, fabric and patterns and doodads and stuff. And my sister complained it wasn't store-bought. Well, the stores didn't sell anything half as good as what Mom made for her. But it wasn't store-bought. Well, Mom probably could have gotten Granny to give her enough money to get a store-bought dress. But she put in work and quite a bit of money on the fabric and the patterns. As it was. And she didn't, my sister didn't appreciate that. What sign was my dad? Pisces. February 25, 1928. He lived to be 84. Wait a minute, 86. It was 2014. My dog died the same year as Dad. I miss Dad. He was not very demonstrative. He couldn't say I love you. He wouldn't offer a hug. My baby sister would insist on hugs, but he never offered. Yeah. Well, in general, I prefer anyone but a Virgo or a Scorpio, although I get along with Scorpios. As a Gemini, I can be very mellow or very not mellow. But it takes so much energy to be on the power trip that I prefer to be mellow. You know, some things are not worth fighting for. Most things are not worth fighting for. But when it is worth fighting for, I can be a witch from hell. Like if you mess with my child or my grandchild or my brother and his wife, watch out. Because that's always worse than messing with me. I think I've got a temporary truce with code enforcement. I can't believe I can't have some plastic crates sitting in my driveway. They have to be hidden where nobody can see them. Why? Are they some kind of eyesore? They aren't any kind of hazard. They just contain some things that I don't have room for in the house. And if I ever get my shed cleaned out, they'll go into the shed. But every time I pull things out of the shed so I can sort out the trash, get rid of it, long, sad story, other people left their stuff in my shed and never came back for it. It's been 10 or 15 years, so, it's mine now. Has to be sorted. Our trash has to be sorted. No flashlight batteries, no electronics, no cardboard boxes. They like to recycle the cardboard boxes and recycle them and make money. Oh, and no yard waste. And because the shed was damaged, a lot of the boxes have piles of yard waste in them, wind-blown tree leaves and dirt and twigs. Geminis can be smart. Our president is a Gemini. I don't think I'd get along with him, though. Oh, really? Did ancient Greece have the same zodiac we have? They only allowed Geminis to have important positions. Well, they were kind of screwed up. Do you know from uh, the Trojan War, the two criminy, what was the name of the play where they went and took over Troy? The Trojan War, or I don't know. Anyway, the two major kings involved, the king of Sparta and the other guy, I've forgotten their names. Well, they were Nephilim. They were half god. They were the children of what's her name, who told her husband that one of the gods had impregnated her. And she gave birth to twin boys, and they became kings of two different kingdoms in the Peloponnesian Peninsula, southern Greece. Oh, Lord. Okay, who makes fun of the disabled? Freeman, I missed something. Oh, your first girlfriend, a Scorpio. Alluring, but yeah, discarded you like a broken toy. I don't know what our vice president is. I don't really care. Renewal man is a Taurus. Oh, hi, Renewal man. I just noticed you. Didn't a Taurus in Thailand? Yeah, my life's all right. Well, welcome in, and I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm going to have to hang up soon. No, the Peloponnesian War was not when they conquered Troy, Freeman. That was a different war. Probably between Athens and Sparta. I'm too tired to think. Yeah, Gemini is the twin, so we can be hot or cold, happy or sad, etc. We can be our own opposites. The Pope is a Virgo, but his name is Leo. That's interesting. Oh, I don't know. I never heard of Charlie Kirk until shortly before, he lost his life. And I only heard clips of him on other people's shows. But now that I've tried to watch the videos of him holding his events or just speaking from a stage, I just it just doesn't resonate with me to the point where I want to listen more than 1 or 2 minutes. And it's like I want to hear something interesting. Maybe it's because it's a message I've heard from so many different people at different times. Oh well. Nothing bad. It isn't like I disagreed with most of what he said, but Jay Lizard said he was abrasive. Yeah, I haven't paid much attention to his wife. I did see her speaking. I guess it was at his memorial, but I didn't even watch all of that. But it was more than I watched for more than 1 or 2 minutes. And he's a lot more well known or famous than he was in life. I don't think anyone deserves to, lose his life for what he says. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna hang in any longer. I just can't. But I'm really glad you're all here. When I don't have people chatting with me, I just don't have much to say. I'm trying to type. Now I have to fix the typos. I used to do touch typing a lot better than I do it now. The keyboard just doesn't do it for me like a typewriter. Oh, Erica Kirk is a Scorpio. Well, thank you all for listening and chatting with me, and have a very good night. You guys make this show worth doing. Oh gosh. Night. Where's the button? YouTube changed where they put everything on the screen, so I'm not used to where it is now. Here we go. See ya.